Well, Scully, what does Chris Grayling have to do to get fired?
No, what Chris has done, he was looking for innovation in the private sector to work in the Probation Service. There has been 40,000 prisoners that have gone through that service, more extra that wouldn't have otherwise done. So in terms of capacity, it's increased significantly. What we need, though, is more innovation. And so by bringing it back,
they've just been forced to reverse the innovation. It was been officially described as irredeemably flawed. The National Audit Office said it cost £500 million. And reoffending skyrocketed. Is that the kind of innovation Tories stand for?
So what we're doing is we're bringing it back and public oversight. There will still be private involvement in it. It's the end of the contracts, and if we can bring the private sector, volunteers, but with public oversight to encourage that innovation, then hopefully we can move on and actually reduce reoffending.
Yeah, because it rose under Mr. Grayling's changes. Didn't ministers used to resign when this thing went as badly wrong as this?
Well, they certainly did, and Chris Grayling has about 100 things he could resign on. But we've never seen a major policy change, which he led. He was warned both in government and outside government not to do it, but he forced it through ideologically. And we've never seen such an innovation U-turned so quickly.
At such cost.
At such cost, with the minister still in the cabinet. And I think questions should be asked. I mean, I think it does show how weak Theresa May is as Prime Minister, because if she was strong, if she had any authority left, she would be asking him to resign, quite clearly.
A word in defence of Mr. Grayling? No, it's not compulsory, but...
Well, I mean, the thing with Chris Grayling is that there are just so many failures to choose from that it becomes, you almost have a safety in numbers effect where it's impossible to, you start to forget individual cases to choose from. But I suppose probation, I'm no expert on this, but it does seem to be one of those cases that was always going to be difficult to nationalise because that reoffending rates are almost always very high, however you manage it. And I think attempting to derive some kind of a profit out of that situation was never going to be an easy thing to pull off.
Margaret?
Well, I agree entirely. I mean, the list is long, isn't it? You know, the idea, Paul says, you know, that the numbers increase, never mind the quality, feel the width, you know. I mean, that's no answer when you're talking about
I'd rather not, thank you.
but people's lives, you know, and it just is so ideologically driven all the time. I'd like to add up, how much money has he cost this country?
Well, I haven't got the money, but I've got the list of policies he's introduced, which have subsequently been reversed. Legal aid cuts.
Yes.
The ban on prisoner books, that was his bright idea.
That was dreadful.
Part privatisation of probation contracts, we've done that. A bungled £23 million contract to track prisoners using GPS. Court fees that push the innocent into pleading guilty. The new railway timetable chaos last summer, I think we all remember that, mainly in the north.
And in the south.
And, of course, awarding a BrExit ferry contract to a company that didn't own ferries.